Hey guys, thanks for watching Homesteading on the Side, and tonight to go with dinner, we're going to make some focaccia bread. So for this recipe, we are going to need some bread flour, and I have 1 cup here, salt, some warm water, this is 1.5 cups, yeast, and olive oil. Let's get started. So I've got my 1 cup of flour here, and I'm going to start, I guess a starter. I guess it's technically a sponge. But I like to use starters because it helps make the bread fluffier, and I like the yeasty flavor. So to my cup of bread flour, I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. Get my lid back on and stir this together. And I'm going to add my 1.5 cups of warm water. And I'm just whisking. You can do this in your mixer if you want, but because it is so chilly here today, I know if I just leave this on the counter, it is not going to do well. So I put it in a bowl that has a flat bottom, a larger bottom on it. It's relatively flat. And I'm going to put it in my oven with just the light on, because I know, like I said, it will take forever for this to start because it's so chilly today. So just whisk it all together until it's nice and smooth, and you can't see bits of the yeast anymore. You don't want it to have chunks. You want all the yeast to be, I guess, dissolved. So there, just until it's nice and smooth. So now, thank you, Rory. So now I'm just going to cover this with a cloth, and I'm going to put it in the oven with a towel over it, and this will probably sit until it's doubled. It'll probably take about 2 hours or so, maybe an hour depending on how warm it is in there, but maybe closer to 2. But we'll be back when this is done. Alright, it's been about an hour and a half, and it is big and foamy and doubled and beautiful. It smells yeasty. I love that smell. So I have got 2 1/4 cups of bread flour here in my mixer. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. Actually, I think I need 2 teaspoons. I think I need 2 teaspoons. I don't remember. I can't think. 2 teaspoons of salt. We'll go with it. I'm pretty sure it's 2. I don't have my recipe in front of me. I think it's 2. And then 4 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil. Probably just could have done a tablespoon and a teaspoon, but 2. No. I really need a tripod. 3. 4 teaspoons of olive oil, and I'm going to use a spatula. This will work. And I'm going to add the sponge to it. See how it kind of got like stringy? It's all kind of stringy. Yes. So let me get all this added and we'll be right back. Alright, there it is. It's all in. So I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to make sure it's all mixed together. It should be enough flour. I usually don't have a problem. And I'm going to knead it until it is smooth and elastic. So watch and see if make sure it all comes together. Oh yeah, it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to, now that it's pretty much combined, I'm going to let this knead for about 10 minutes. Alright, it's been going for 10 minutes. You can see that it's pretty smooth. I'm going to take this off of my hook and put it into my oiled bowl, and I'm going to cover it and put it back over by the stove. I've got a pound cake in there now, so it's going to go beside the stove for about another hour, just until it's doubled. So she's doubled. I'm just going to take it and fold it in over itself. I'm not going to punch it down, I guess, per se. So just like that. And I'm going to leave it for another 15 minutes. It'll give me just enough time. I'm going to get a baking sheet and liberally coat it with olive oil. And I'm going to flour my cutting board. She's got a supervisor. She's out there getting me some rosemary. She's got one to supervise. Make sure she's doing it right.
Here, I got the celery.
Thank you, Rosemary. You say hey to the chicken.
Oh,
She's following you in.
Rosemary.
All right, so I pulled it out of the bowl. I'm sorry about the light. My kitchen has the light coming right in, but it is very, very soft. So I'm just going to take it and press it out to be the same size as my cookie sheet. So, sorry about the rosemary. I've got some here that I'm going to cook. I'm going to put on top. So, I just coated this in olive oil. And I'm just going to take this with both my hands. And this is very well floured because this dough is very soft and it really tends to stick. So, I'm just going to press this out into a rectangle to fit my cookie sheet. And we'll be right back. Alright, so it's rectangle-ish. And I'm just going to transfer it to the cookie sheet. Alright, so it's all in. This side's a little thicker. So, I don't need rosemary yet, Bug. So, I'm just going to cover this, and I'm going to let it rise again for maybe another hour or so. You'll know it's ready because when you press it, see how it gives a little, you want it to be a little puffier, but you don't want it to sink like that. You want to be able to just press it and it come back. So I'm going to let this sit for about, and if that puddles, that's okay, because I'm just going to use that to sprinkle the top before we bake it. So if you see it like that, don't worry, that's okay. So I'm just going to let this sit for another 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll put her in the oven. It's risen. You can see that it's up. It's fluffy. I'm just going to drizzle the top with some olive oil and brush it in. And don't press too hard. You don't want to deflate your dough. At least not yet. So gently cover with olive oil. Get all the edges. And then I'm just going to, I'll dimple it first. Just take my fingers and very gently dimple. You don't want to deflate it or pierce through it, but just kind of like that. That'll work. And then I'm going to lightly sprinkle with some sea salt. And then the rosemary that I had Bug pick earlier. And just like that, I got my oven preheated 400, and this will cook for about 20 minutes maybe, just until it's fluffy and brown on top. And you can leave the herbs off if you want. You can put vegetables on top. You can leave it plain or use a different herb, however you want to change it up. But this is how I like it. It's going in the oven. Alright, out of the oven. Nice and crusty, crispy. And it is super tender inside. Hope you enjoy. What I like to do is I just take it off the cookie sheet onto here and use a pizza cutter and cut it and serve it with dinner. See, that's all fluffy, airy. Be perfect for sopping up soup. Hope you enjoy.